Greetings, light workers. This is Oya Transformation, and this is your daily oracle reading for June the 19th, Friday. Happy Friday, 2020. Sorry I missed you yesterday. I had a celebration of life to attend for a relative, and for as much as I know we never leave, those celebrations as an empath often have me more connected to the loss than the celebration. And it's a process because the first thing that hits you is the loss. And so it's hard to celebrate. We laugh and giggle in memory, but initially we still are dealing with the loss more so than the joy of the presence that spirit once had and still has. So the first card that was drawn, they have been shuffled. I need to say that for those who are used to watching videos where people spend a third of the video shuffling. I can ramble. Bet you didn't believe that. But I don't need to ramble for the entire reading. I want to get to the point. So the first card that was drawn is from the Work Your Light deck, and it is the Great Gathering. As you can see, even as things open up in the Great Gathering, they are socially distant. But the truth of the matter is they are still connected. And so that's something we can take from that card. Though we don't necessarily know what truth is here, what we do know, and spirit has never left us, will never leave us. And if you're still unsure, do the things you need to do to protect yourself. Now, everybody's going to have a different view of what that looks like. So honor their views and make the connection anyway. So the second card that supports that is from the numerology deck, and it is creativity. Ironically, it is done in a golden color, which responds or corresponds with the solar plexus. So that says to me that it's an inner knowing that we have that will let us know what it is we will be creating. It's a 3, which is a spiritual number. You know that there are many trinities that are spiritual in nature, which speaks to not only creativity, but assertiveness, initiative, action, and service. Well, we know 3 is creativity because with most 2 together, when there becomes 3, we are there for purpose. We have done something. We have birthed something, and we need to now nurture it. So as we gather as light workers and are reminded of our purpose to keep the planet elevated spiritually at all costs, begin to create webs and networks of those who have no more but one intention, a focused intention to elevate. The second card that supports the Great Gathering is the 40 of Purity. Well, the 40 of Purity, first of all, it's a 4, and 4s speak to logic and practicality. So back to the gathering, use your own judgment as to how you gather. But the 40 of Purity speaks to our ability to, let's look at it from the perspective of logic, our ability to let go of all our preconceived notions. One of the big books talks about coming as a child, and purity of thought would mean that preconceived notions are set aside. So it allows for us to remain in the present. And how often do we come into a scenario and already have a preconceived notion of what this is going to be like? Oh, I don't feel like dealing with her. Oh, there he goes again. I didn't know he was going to be here. I know I'm not going to be here long. And have gone in and after that and recognized you had a good time. You shared some good information. The person did not come off at all the way you thought that they would. That's because our hearts weren't pure. So, in the things that we create, we know folks who are on the same wave that we are on. We know folks that are vibratory, our matches, that still have personalities that we may not necessarily gel well with. But when I come from a place of purity, there are all kinds of possibilities. So I challenge you to be in the moment, be present, and come with a pure heart. And see what you can create from that space. And the final card, which is coming from the deck of, it's a Lana Fairchild deck called the Lightworker Oracle, which is now taking the place of the Course of Miracles Daily Miracle. And that is the first ray of power. It's a number 1, which would be kind of equal to an ace. And it's a fire power. And so what it's asked is that we use the destructive nature of fire and use it as a creative nature, use its creative nature. So things that have no longer use, we have the power to burn them to the ground, figuratively or literally, but to move them out of the way, because the light that is to shine is one of love. And anything less than love, we have a responsibility as light workers to move it. Now, how do you do that? That's where the creativity comes in. That's where the gatherings come in, because we need each other. Because as a collective, we win. So that's the message for this Friday, June the 19th. Have a great Friday. I know everybody's happy and ready to run, but do everything with caution and enjoy the sun. Thanks for listening, and be well.